then, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making chicken Kievs. Really nice recipe, pretty straightforward to make, just got to follow the instructions. And we've got some unsalted butter. I'm going to use all of it, although we're not going to use all of this for today's recipe. But when I finish making the stuffing, which will be the garlic butter, we'll roll it up, and you can freeze it, and you can use it for other things like other recipes like garlic bread. You can use it for cooking, do whatever you want with it really. So we're going to be making that, and to make that I've got some fresh garlic, which I'll be using 3 cloves. I've got some parsley. I've also got some thyme. Okay, so let's start with making the butter. Once you've cut your butter up, add in 1 teaspoon of thyme, sprinkle that in, and 1 teaspoon of parsley. Okay. We'll sprinkle all that in there, and then we add our parsley. So I'm going to break off 3 cloves. Just, that's it. Break off 3 decent sized cloves, garlic, and then you need to peel them before you do anything. So what we do there is just cut the ends off, and then just get your nail and peel underneath the skin like that, and just peel it off like that. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So peel that skin off. So that's that skin peeled, and then just put it down. Now you've got a garlic crusher. If you haven't got a garlic crusher, just hit it with the edge of the knife like that. But you want to try and crush it as much as you possibly can, because you're going to be mixing it into the butter, and you want it well mixed in. So I've got a garlic crusher. Let's just finish peeling these. So that's my garlic in, my parsley in, and my thyme in. What you need to do now is just squeeze it all together, and it will go soft. And you want to mix everything in. Okay, give it a good mixing. You want it all mixed in. Keep going. Squash it between your fingers, and this will make your garlic butter stuffing for the chicken Kievs. So this is the first part. Well, it's all about preparation, chicken Kievs, and the biggest preparation really is the garlic butter. Once you've got that done, everything else is pretty straightforward. And like I said, you can just actually freeze it, so you can use it for other things. Garlic bread, whatever you want really, cooking, put it into cooking. So the first stage really is getting the butter done. So once I mix this up, I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've been working out now for about 10 minutes. It takes a little bit of time, but you need to make sure you get those herbs and garlic completely mixed in, so there's no bits of butter left without any garlic or seasoning in it. And then on here I've got a piece of greaseproof paper, which is what we're going to use to work it with. And what I'm going to do is just put it on there, and then I'm going to put that in the fridge. Maybe even the freezer for about, I'll put it in the freezer if I want to speed this up. So I'm going to put it into the freezer for about 15 minutes. So let it go cold, and then I'll be able to work it, because we want to roll it out into a long sausage into this greaseproof paper, and then roll it up and put it in the freezer. So just for now, let that get cold enough to work with. I'm going to put it in the freezer for 15 minutes and I'll pop that then. Okay, so the butter's been in the freezer for about 15 minutes. It should be workable now. let's get that out. That's the butter. What we need to do now is to roll it out into like a sort of long sausage kind of thing. So start by pressing it down, linking it like that. So I'll just get this done and then I'll come back to you. So that's what I'm looking for. Nice, even, round shape like that. And then what I'm going to do then is wrap it up like this. Okay, and then squeeze the ends in. Very greasy job, but it's worth it. Spend a bit of time on it, get it right, and it's well worth it. So squeeze them ends up, and then again, that's going to go in the freezer. When we're ready to do the chicken, it can come out, and that's the stuffing done for the chicken. Okay, so put that in the freezer for about an hour or so, let it freeze. Then it's just a case of preparing the chicken, and obviously my vegetables, which I'll be having with today, which will be leeks in buttercream sauce with carrots and green beans. So once this is frozen, we'll come back to the next stage. So, whilst I'm waiting for the garlic butter to freeze, I've been busy preparing the vegetables. So in this pan I've got some battened carrots, which are peeled and battened, so they can go in the cooker ready. Put them into some salted water. I've peeled my new potatoes and put them into salted water again, so they can go in the cooker ready. And I've also chopped and tailed some green beans, so they can go in the cooker, all in salted water. And I've also got leek, which it's a bit early to do this yet because this will take 3 minutes to cook. We're going to cook this in the buttercream sauce, so 5 minutes before everything's ready we'll start cooking this. So the next stage now is to move on to the chicken. Okay, so let's get on with the chicken. Here I've got 4 pieces of chicken breast, so let's take these out and put them on a plate. I'm going to use the best ones for the chicken Kievs. These ones here. And this one I'm going to use for what we call blocking. Okay, so what we do, now make sure you get a really sharp knife for this, because what you want to do is you want to put a hole in here, but you don't want to cut all the way through it. So just stick your knife in and very carefully make a pocket inside it. Don't go all the way through, whatever you do. Okay? You do not want to go all the way through. That's a little pocket. Make sure you can put your finger in there like that. Okay? So that's that one done. Do the same with this one. Okay, same again. So that's the pocket there, that's that one. This one's not a fantastic one, to be honest. I'll use that one for blocking. And the same with this one, so this is quite a small one, this one. Same again, put your knife in and just make sure you can put your finger all the way through. Now, the reason I said that we're going to use this for blocking, I'm going to cut off some strips. Okay. So there's the strips. This one is for our furry friend Reggie. 4-legged furry friend, he'll love that. I'm not going to put any seasoning on that, I'll just put that in here, but you can have that as it is. He will enjoy that. So you've got your 3 strips done. Now the reason I've got a rolling pin is because you want to bash these, flatten them out. Okay? Make sure you flatten them out. Okay, so that's them done. Put them to one side. Now we get the butter out of the freezer. And cut off that nice garlic butter. Just look at that. Beautiful. Okay. So let's start stuffing the chicken. Cut off a good chunk, like that. Cut it in half. Okay. And half again, so quarter it. And then get your piece of butter and push it into the whole pocket that you've made. Like that, all the way in, all the way. And it should go right to the end, like that. Okay, I can just show you inside there. You can see it inside. Okay. If you want to put a little bit more in, you can do, but make sure you leave enough room for blocking, which is what we talked about earlier on. Okay. So that's that one well stuffed. And then the piece of chicken I got for blocking, I'm just going to cut that, and I'm going to push that into the end of there. Just push it in, all the way in. And then once you've added your flour, egg and breadcrumbs, that'll stop the butter from running out. So basically what you've done is you've plugged the end of it. Okay, so I'm going to do the same with the rest of them. So that's all my chicken prepared, all stuffed and blocked up. The next stage now is to put it in the egg and the flour and breadcrumbs and get it ready for cooking. But for now it needs to go into the fridge for about an hour or so until we're ready to start cooking. So for about an hour, that's it for now. Sit down and have a cup of tea. Okay, so now we're going to make a start on breadcrumbing big chicken. We've got the chicken ready. I've got some plain flour. In here I've got 3 eggs which are beaten up. In here I've got some Panko breadcrumbs, Panko. Make sure you get them for your chicken Kievs. Beautiful. What I'm going to do is just add a good deal of salt from the Great High, and I'm also going to add some black pepper into the breadcrumbs. Put plenty in there. And then I'll make it up. Okay, so the secret of this is to dip it in the flour, then the egg, then the flour again, then the egg again, then the flour again, then the egg again, and then into the breadcrumbs. The reason you do that is because it makes sure that everything's sealed and the butter can't leak out. So let's start with this one. Okay, into the egg. Back into the flour. Back into the egg again. And then back into the flour. Back into the egg. Then drop it into the breadcrumbs. Give that a good shake. And squeeze the breadcrumbs around it, because this is what's going to seal the butter into the chicken and make sure it doesn't leak out. Okay, so make sure you pack that well in. Just get a plate to put them on. That's our first one done. And you can drop that onto the plate. And what you're going to do then is just put them in the fridge again, about another half an hour, and then everything's finally ready for cooking. So I'm just going to do the rest of these, and then I'll come back to you. So that's the chicken done, all breadcrumbed up. I'm going to put them in the fridge now for about an hour or so. And then we'll finally get around to cooking them. Okay, so when we cook them, we've got 2 choices. We can fully fry them, which you put in a deep fat fryer for 160 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. or you've not got a deep fat fryer and you want to do them in the oven, you put them in a pan with a little bit of oil, fry them on high heat for about 3 minutes on each side, and then what you'll do, you transfer them onto a rack on top of a baking tray and transfer them into the oven. Oven 200 degrees, 180 fan, I think it's about gas mark 6, and you'll bake them for about 20 to 25 minutes. So the next stage now is to cooking the meal. So I started the cooking process. What I've done is I've turned the deep fat fryer on. I've set it to 160 degrees centigrade and cook them slowly. I put each one at a time. Then I set the timer for 5 minutes. So I fry them in the fryer for 5 minutes. Then they're going to go into the oven. So that'll be the next stage, getting them into the oven. So here is my fried chicken up to now. So that will go back all that. Once I've got them all fried, onto a baking tray, into the oven. We'll set the oven 200 degrees, 180 degrees fan. I think it's about gas mark 6, and they'll go in there for about 20 minutes just to finish off. So just to do my last one now, so just very gently, just lift it into the fryer and just very gently lower it in. So that's my last one. The next stage from there is to get everything into the oven. Get the vegetables on, and then 5 minutes before everything's ready to take out, we're going to do the leek in the cream and butter sauce. Okay, so once this is done, we'll come back. So that's the last of my chicken done. I've got the veggies piece at the bottom there, underneath for that. Just let that out onto there. So that's all the frying done. So the next stage is to put it in the oven. So let me just turn the fryer off, let it come out of the way. I've got my oven set to 200 degrees. I've got the vegetables on the go, which will take about 30 minutes. And what we shall do, we'll put them in the oven for about 20 minutes. 5 minutes in, towards the end, we'll cut out the leek, which we'll do with butter and full cream. That's what we use to cook them. That'll take about 3 minutes, that's all to cook. So we're going to get these into the oven, and then once it's time to do the leeks, I'll come back. Okay, so everything's now in the oven. Got the chicken in the oven, set the timer for 20 minutes. Check it after 20 to 25 minutes, but I set the timer for 20 minutes to start with. Vegetables all on the go, they'll be ready when they're... So I'm just going to start to prepare the leek. Oh, I'm not going to cook it just yet because, like I said, it's only take about 5 minutes or so. So what we're going to do is to just cut down the middle of the leek like that. And I just want to take off these top leaves because they're not very good. To get rid of them. And I'm going to run this under the tap just to make sure it's all nice and clean. And all we need to do is to get rid of the end of it and just go like that. So that's the leek prepared. Now what we're going to do is to put a good nugget of butter that we created earlier, the garlic butter, into a wok, heat it up, and drop the leek into it, add some double cream, and then give it all a good mix. It'll take about 3-4 minutes to cook, and that'll be beautiful. Some salt and black pepper to season it, and then that will be beautiful. So when it gets to about 5 minutes to go, we'll start cooking these. Okay, everything's just about ready, so now I'm going to start getting this ready, the leeks. So I'm going to move it over here. You want to get that pan nice and hot and cut off a good chunk of the butter that we created earlier. Okay, so I'm going to cut off a good chunk like that. Okay, drop that into there. That's that chicken ready. Wrap that back up, stay back for another day. Put it back in the freezer. We're also going to use some double cream. Okay? So once that butter's melted, we'll drop the leeks in. These will take about 3 or 4 minutes to cook. Bit of that. Add some double cream. And then just give it a good mix it up. A touch more cream. And I've got this on high heat, so I want the butter to get melted. It's been in the freezer, so it'll take a little while to melt. Just be enough time for the leeks to cook. So I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes. And then with a bit more cream, a nice sauce. That should be enough, but that's waiting out. Beautiful. Give that a really good mixing up. Smells in here. Absolutely divine. God, I wish you guys were in the kitchen now. You could get a whiff of these aromas. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Just want to add some salt and black peppers just to season these. Salt from a great height. And a good sprinkle of black pepper. Turn that heat down a little bit. Just finish off with. And now we shall plate up. Meat will be ready, so they can go off. Let's cut into that. I hope you liked my video. If you did, please click on like and subscribe. And watch out for the next video, it'll be coming out soon. Thanks for watching.